just layers upon layers. When you get into these conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers.
It's so funny what's happening with Diddy because this was inevitable.
All right, let's dive right in. It's hard to believe that someone as charismatic and seemingly clean-cut as Steve Harvey could be entangled in a scandal like this. But let's rewind for a moment. This story goes beyond just him. It all began when Diddy was arrested amidst a shocking array of allegations that exposed his hidden lifestyle. While Diddy's legal troubles grabbed headlines, few anticipated the involvement of major names like Steve Harvey, Usher, and Justin Bieber in a disturbing web of accusations. And believe it or not, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Okay, this is what I mean when I say people wake up every day and just volunteer lies. Diddy, how are we supposed to believe anything that comes out of your mouth? And furthermore, why should we not believe the rumors of things going in your mouth when you out here volunteering bold-faced lies? You would still be lying to us right now if it was no video. You didn't even apologize to Cassie in the video.
Now, picture this: behind all the glitz and glamour, the lavish parties and red carpets, lies a much darker side of the entertainment industry. We're talking about private, exclusive events where stars were allegedly lured into compromising situations, only to find themselves ensnared in a web of blackmail and manipulation. According to insiders, these gatherings weren't just about fun and games. They were reportedly venues where secrets were guarded, power was exercised, and lives were destroyed.
That this is the end of the Diddy story as we know it.
Let's return to Diddy's arrest. For years, rumors have circulated about his infamous gatherings, events shrouded in mystery. While they were marketed as high society get-togethers featuring the biggest names in Hollywood and the music industry, the reality is far more sinister. When Diddy was finally arrested and charged with serious offenses, it unleashed a torrent of new accusations. Among the most shocking revelations was that Steve Harvey was entangled in this scandal. Steve Harvey, the smooth-talking television host, comedian, and family man known for his clean image, has long been viewed as a figure of wisdom and stability. However, new evidence suggests that he wasn't just a casual attendee at Diddy's notorious parties. Reports indicate he was deeply involved in a disturbing game of manipulation and control, using these events to solidify his status within the upper echelons of the entertainment industry.
It's getting hot. Yeah, it absolutely is. Another layer to this story, Anne-Marie. A federal investigation into Combs has been ongoing, but he has not been charged with a crime.
And here's where it gets truly jaw-dropping. Usher and Justin Bieber, two of the biggest names in music, have reportedly come forward as key witnesses in this ongoing investigation. They are said to be cooperating with authorities, sharing details that reveal a much darker side to Diddy's gatherings and Steve Harvey's involvement in them. According to their accounts, these parties weren't just harmless fun. They were allegedly a breeding ground for some of the most scandalous behavior imaginable, where rising stars were pressured to engage in activities that defy belief.
You mentioned L.A. Reid sent you to New York and you live with P. Diddy. They call it Flavor Camp. Yeah. So what was that experience like and how did that help Usher?
But you might be wondering, why would Steve Harvey, of all people, be involved in such a scandal? The answer could be found in the high stakes of celebrity culture. According to insiders, reaching the top in Hollywood requires more than just talent and hard work. It's about power, control, and sometimes paying a steep price to stay in the spotlight. This is where Diddy and his secret network come into play. For years, these parties served as a kind of initiation for celebrities, a space where secrets were exchanged, alliances were forged, and leverage was built.
Not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the life.
Imagine a young Usher or Justin Bieber attending these gatherings, bright-eyed and eager to make it big in the industry. They idolize powerful figures like Diddy and Harvey, believing they are being taken under their wings, only to discover they're being drawn into something much darker. According to insider accounts, these young stars were manipulated into situations that would later be used against them, with Harvey reportedly playing a key role in orchestrating these manipulations.
And in this lawsuit, he claims that essentially P. Diddy was the Epstein of the rap industry, and that he was being used by...
At these parties, Harvey forged relationships with both Usher and Bieber that went well beyond professional mentorship. Eyewitnesses claim that Harvey leveraged his influence not just to get close to these stars, but to involve them in unimaginable situations. It wasn't merely about manipulation or exploitation, it was about control. Once Harvey had these young stars in compromising positions, he allegedly collaborated with Diddy to gather incriminating information on them, ensuring they could be controlled like puppets in the future.
I think you're right, Puff, dude. You might need to get out of here.
Just get, yeah,
it's
man.
over with. Did your thing.
You had a hell of a run.
That's it.
And you still have hundreds of millions of dollars.
But how did all of this remain hidden for so long? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It turns out that Diddy, Harvey, and others at the top of this twisted hierarchy were masters at keeping their secrets under wraps. They didn't just rely on charm and connections, they reportedly had something far more powerful in their arsenal: blackmail. According to insiders, these gatherings weren't merely about having a good time, there were allegedly hidden cameras capturing everything that occurred behind closed doors. The goal was to collect enough evidence on attendees to keep them silent, or worse, to manipulate them into doing whatever Diddy and Harvey desired.
DVJ, the Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man.
Now, this leads us to one of the most shocking revelations to emerge from this entire scandal: the videos. Yes, you heard that right. Sources close to the investigation claim there are recordings that allegedly feature Steve Harvey in compromising situations that could instantly dismantle his carefully crafted public persona. And who has possession of these videos? None other than Diddy himself.
It was just an escape for me. I was just young, like everybody in the industry and people in the world who experiment and do.
Let's take a moment to absorb this. The same Diddy, who has been charged with a host of crimes and could face years behind bars, reportedly possesses videos he used to blackmail some of the biggest names in entertainment, including Steve Harvey. According to those close to the case, these videos served as Diddy's insurance policy, allowing him to maintain control over people like Harvey and ensuring their silence and compliance for years. And it wasn't just Harvey. Sources suggest that other celebrities also fell victim to Diddy's web of manipulation, with their darkest secrets captured on tape, ready to be used against them at a moment's notice.
Let me tell you something else. Not only should he have apologized to Cassie in that video, he should have apologized to all of the general public that he lied.
But here's where things take an even darker turn. As investigators delved deeper into Diddy's world, it became clear that these parties were not just about blackmail, they were about something far more sinister. According to Usher and Bieber, these events were meticulously orchestrated traps designed to lure in young, ambitious stars and compel them to participate in activities they would never have agreed to under normal circumstances. Once they were swept up in the whirlwind of fame, wealth, and power, it was too late to back out.
We all saw it posted yesterday all over our social media pages. Cassie filed a lawsuit in New York City against Diddy. She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of abuse.
Usher, in particular, has reportedly shared heartbreaking details about how he was drawn into this world at a young age, believing it was simply part of his journey to fame. According to his account, Diddy and Harvey used their influence to groom him for these parties, gradually exposing him to increasingly outrageous activities. By the time he realized what was happening, he was already too deeply entangled in their web of control.
All right, I gotta take some time to address this here.
Then there's Justin Bieber, who has reportedly told investigators that he too fell victim to this twisted game. Rising to fame at an incredibly young age, Bieber was vulnerable and impressionable, the perfect target for Diddy and Harvey's manipulations. According to sources, he was coerced into attending these gatherings under the pretense of networking and career advancement. But once he was there, the reality was starkly different. Bieber allegedly revealed that he and other young stars were subjected to degrading and humiliating situations, all while hidden cameras recorded every moment.
I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
It's hard to imagine, isn't it? These young stars, admired by millions of fans, were allegedly used as pawns in a much larger, darker game. The involvement of Steve Harvey, a man known for his family-friendly image, makes it even more difficult to believe. However, the evidence is starting to accumulate, and it seems that the truth is finally coming to light.
I've never met Diddy a day in my life, but when you do wrong, it comes back on you. So none of us should be surprised, right?
One of the most chilling aspects of this entire story is that it wasn't just Diddy calling the shots. According to insiders, there was an entire network of powerful individuals behind the scenes, ensuring these parties continued for years without detection. Harvey was reportedly a key figure in this shadowy network, with his public persona as a wholesome, successful family man serving as a carefully constructed front to distract from his involvement in these dark dealings. But here's the kicker: as more people come forward with their stories, it's becoming clear that Diddy and Harvey's manipulations didn't stop with Usher and Bieber. sources suggest there could be hundreds of victims drawn into this world over the years, some young rising stars like Usher and Bieber, while others were established celebrities who found themselves ensnared in Diddy and Harvey's web of control.
We saw in that video totally eviscerated his credibility.
The worst part is that it seems these parties and the manipulations that occurred at them didn't end with Diddy's arrest. According to those familiar with the case, these events are still happening today, albeit with new players at the helm. While Diddy may no longer be in control, others are allegedly taking his place, ensuring that this twisted system continues to operate in the shadows. As the investigation unfolds, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: the entertainment industry is hiding far darker secrets than anyone could have imagined. While Diddy's arrest was a step in the right direction, it appears there are still many powerful figures who have yet to be held accountable. Steve Harvey, once viewed as a beacon of success and morality, now faces the possibility of being exposed for his involvement in these shocking scandals.
That's not the issue. The issue is, it seems as though he wants to kind of like exert power and dominance over people who don't really want it.
And that brings us to the present, with Usher and Bieber reportedly collaborating closely with investigators. It seems the truth about Diddy's parties and Steve Harvey's role in them is finally starting to surface. But the big question on everyone's mind is what happens next. As the spotlight intensifies on this ever-expanding investigation, it's becoming clear that we are only witnessing the tip of the iceberg. Diddy's downfall isn't just about the charges he faces, it's about a larger web of scandal and manipulation in Hollywood that has ensnared many of its brightest stars. His arrest in September 2024 sent shockwaves through the industry, but the true aftermath is just beginning to unfold. The ripple effects are expected to bring down other high-profile figures, and Steve Harvey's name is increasingly being mentioned as someone who may be next in line.
But we've also heard that there's some secret lawsuit going on in New York City as it relates to Diddy too.
On September 16, 2024, Diddy was arrested in Manhattan on charges that are both serious and disturbing. The charges include racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and coercion, among others. This arrest followed months of escalating rumors, with many questioning when authorities would finally take action. Well, they did, and the details are more shocking than anyone could have anticipated. United States Attorney Damon Williams confirmed the arrest, stating that X, formerly Twitter, earlier this evening federal agents arrested Sherlock Holmes based on a sealed indictment filed by the SDN. We expect to move to unseal the indictment in the morning. The following day, the charges were made public, unveiling that Diddy's alleged crimes had spanned several years and involved far more individuals than anyone had initially believed.
And Stacey, you say today's indictment reads like a mob indictment. What was most shocking to you of all these allegations?
Yeah, the fact, Jake, that the government in this indictment presented evidence alleging that Sean Combs was running a criminal enterprise.
Diddy's arrest wasn't merely the outcome of a single event, it was the culmination of years of investigation. His homes in Los Angeles and Miami were raided by Homeland Security, reportedly in search of evidence linked to his involvement in an underground network of exploitation and control. Some reports even suggest that Diddy had been under surveillance for years, with law enforcement meticulously building their case against him and gathering enough evidence to bring charges that couldn't be dismissed.
The only way he will not go to prison for the time that they want to give him is if he starts giving them something.
According to the unsealed indictment, Diddy allegedly operated a vast enterprise that relied on coercion, intimidation, and threats to maintain control over those involved. People were reportedly lured into this twisted world, and once inside, there was no easy escape. The charges range from trafficking to forced participation in illicit acts, with Diddy accused of using his power and influence to cover it all up. The indictment further claimed that Diddy conducted these operations across multiple states, elevating the case to a federal level, which means he's unlikely to get out of this anytime soon. The Southern District of New York has been relentless in their pursuit of Diddy, and their case appears to be solid.
I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted.
What's particularly significant about Diddy's arrest is that it marks the beginning of a much larger takedown. This isn't just about one man facing consequences for his crimes, it's about the collapse of an entire system that has allowed powerful figures in the entertainment industry to operate above the law for years. As Diddy confronts these serious charges, insiders are already speculating that he may not go down alone. It's widely believed that Diddy will be compelled to name names in exchange for leniency, and many think Steve Harvey is at the top of that list. Let's break this down further. The indictment against Diddy includes accusations that date back decades, with victims ranging from high-profile celebrities to lesser-known individuals. According to some reports, Diddy's parties were far more sinister than anyone could have imagined, serving as a front for a much darker agenda. Now, with witnesses like Usher and Justin Bieber reportedly cooperating with authorities, the walls are closing in on everyone involved. It's been said that Diddy's control over these stars was made possible by the extensive blackmail material he allegedly collected over the years. And this is where things get even more twisted.
Is there any possibility that he walks away clean from this, that everything is dropped and he faces no charges or any prison time?
Not impossible. I mean, anything is possible, but I don't see that happening. I see him kind of going the path of R. Kelly, where again, for so many decades, he was able to act with impunity and just, with harming so many.
One of the key pieces of evidence against Diddy is a series of hidden recordings that allegedly show attendees at these gatherings engaging in various compromising situations. It's rumored that Diddy used this footage to maintain control, ensuring their silence and ongoing cooperation. And here's the kicker: some of these recordings reportedly feature none other than Steve Harvey, a figure who has long cultivated a friendly image. If this is true, Harvey could be facing charges of his own sooner rather than later.
You can't just keep changing the top layer. You got to do some real internal work, and you have all the money, all the resources to have access to the best everything. Stop spending the money and using the resources to attempt to cover up your lies, and start using the money and the resources to deal with your truth.
Now, let's discuss what happens next for Diddy. His legal team, led by Mark Egan, has already stated that Diddy anticipated this and was prepared for his arrest. However, despite their confidence, the charges against him are severe, and if convicted, he could face decades behind bars. His lawyers have attempted to portray him as a misunderstood businessman being unfairly targeted, with Egan describing Diddy as a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist. Yet, that narrative is quickly unraveling as more details about his alleged crimes emerge. Diddy's defense team even offered a $50 million bond and suggested he be allowed to stay at his Florida mansion under 24-hour surveillance. However, the prosecution rejected this proposal, arguing that Diddy posed a significant risk of witness tampering and was a danger to the community. Given the kind of influence Diddy has reportedly wielded over the years, it's not hard to understand why the judge ruled against him. As it stands, Diddy will remain in jail until his trial, a reality sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry. But this is just the beginning. Sources close to the investigation indicate that the FBI has been quietly gathering evidence against several other high-profile individuals connected to Diddy's circle. While no official charges have been filed against Steve Harvey, insiders suggest it's only a matter of time before his involvement comes under scrutiny. After all, Harvey's name has repeatedly surfaced in connection with these parties, and with Usher and Bieber reportedly providing testimony, it seems inevitable that Harvey will be drawn into the investigation.
Now, so what is next? Is he going to be in jail in this facility until the trial begins? Is there a chance he could, get moved earlier than that? As of this moment, as of this hour, as of today, yes. But of course, as I mentioned earlier, they're going to be appealing this thing next to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals to overturn the judge's order here to try and get him actually released.
Authorities are already investigating who else was present at Diddy's infamous gatherings, and the list of names being mentioned includes some of the biggest figures in Hollywood. It's rumored that Diddy's network extended far beyond the music industry, reaching into film, television, and even politics. The fact that Diddy had connections with everyone from A-list actors to politicians complicates this investigation even further, making it clear that this could be one of the largest scandals the entertainment world has ever seen.
Comedian, entertainer, television host, family man. But most importantly, I happen to be a man of...
The Southern District of New York is reportedly preparing to bring more charges against others involved in this scandal, and many believe that Harvey's time is running out. Sources indicate that the FBI has already begun questioning individuals close to Harvey to gather more information about his role in this network. With his reputation already in question, it seems likely that Harvey will be the next high-profile figure to face charges. If the rumors about his involvement are true, this could spell the end of his career as we know it. The fact that Diddy's arrest has triggered such a domino effect is significant. His influence in the entertainment industry was enormous, and for years he seemed untouchable. However, with his arrest and the impending trial, it's becoming clear that even the most powerful figures in Hollywood are not immune to the consequences of their actions. Diddy's downfall signals that the industry is finally being held accountable for decades of abuse and manipulation that were allowed to go unchecked.
And I hung the phone up, I went upstairs, I said, Marjorie down, I said, Marjorie, we got a problem. When I explained it to her, Marjorie started crying.
So what can we expect as Diddy's trial approaches? More names will undoubtedly be revealed, and additional arrests are likely to follow. Harvey, whose name has repeatedly surfaced in connection with these allegations, may be one of the next to face charges. With the weight of the FBI's investigation behind it, there's no denying that this scandal is far from over. The key to Diddy's trial will likely be the testimony of those who were once too afraid to come forward. Usher and Bieber's cooperation with authorities is just the beginning, and as more witnesses come forward, the full extent of Diddy's network will be unveiled. This is a scandal that transcends one man's actions. It represents a reckoning for an entire system that allowed these abuses to occur in the first place. As the investigation continues, it's clear that no one involved will escape the consequences.
To show you what the world really looks like and give you a front seat. I'm looking at Biggie, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Craig Mack, I'm looking
What's at stake here goes beyond the careers of a few high-profile individuals. It's about the future of the entire entertainment industry. This scandal has already revealed the dark underbelly of Hollywood, and as the investigation continues, it's likely that even more shocking revelations will emerge. Diddy's trial will be one of the most closely watched in recent memory, and its outcome could have lasting consequences for everyone involved. Whether Harvey will be the next to face fallout remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, this is only the beginning.
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
As the investigation continues to unfold, it's difficult to predict who might be the next to fall. The stakes are higher than ever for Hollywood's elite. What do you think? Could this scandal uncover even more unexpected names in the entertainment world? And how will Steve Harvey manage to maintain his reputation if he gets drawn into this legal turmoil? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, stay tuned.